What's up, everyone? This is Emily, and today I'll be setting up my 2021 bullet journal spreads. I'll be setting up in this gray dotted notebook from Amanda Rach Lee. This is what the inside looks like. I think the doodles are super cute, and I was inspired by the cover for my setup. This year, all of my themes will be centered around some of my favorite TV shows and movies. So because my monthly spreads will be heavily themed, I decided to do a more minimal, simple setup for the year. To start, I have my 2021 cover page with a quote on the left. My word for the year is hope, which I felt like was fitting after such a difficult year. I chose hope to remind myself not to get too down because there's a light at the end of the tunnel, aka the pandemic. So to go with my word of the year, I decided to include this quote: "In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength." I just thought this was the perfect quote going into this new year. Anyone who can guess who that quote is from gets brownie points. I'll give you a few seconds to comment below. Or you can just let me know if you knew it before who I said it was. Anyway, the quote is from everybody's favorite tea-loving uncle, Iroh. He's one of my favorite characters from one of my favorite shows of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I decided to add some gray to hope to make it stand out more, and a few drop shadows. Then I used a silver gel pen to add a border. Then it was time to do the cover page. I traced a circle beforehand and wrote 2021 in cursive as a pattern for the background. Then I used the same silver gel pen to color in the numbers. I thought the page still needed something, so I added some washi tape, which I also bought from Amanda Rach Lee. I felt like the numbers weren't popping enough, so I added a black border. And here's how the cover page and quote page turned out. Next, I'm setting up my goals and index page. I figured since this is a 160-page notebook that I'll probably only get 6 months into it, so my index only has the first 6 months. I made a box so I can have a drawing to represent each theme for each month, and a space to write the page number the month starts on underneath. So you'll see me drawing World's Best Boss mug for January, so there's your hint for what my theme for January will be. So if you're a fan of The Office, definitely make sure you subscribe so you can see when I post it, and that should be in a few days. Then it was time to write in my goals. I tried to make my goals realistic but still push myself, so my primary goal is to upload at least one YouTube video every month. Ideally, I'd like to do 2 a month, but I am in grad school, so I don't have a lot of free time when school is going on. So some months I might upload 2 videos, and some months I may only upload 1. I also want to finish a script because I also like to write TV scripts in my free time. I want to paint at least 1 landscape painting a month. And I want to draw for myself more again. But I didn't want to write that since that's kind of vague and it isn't a measurable goal. So I said fill a sketchbook. That way I'm drawing more for myself and I don't feel the need to post every drawing from my sketchbook on social media. For my personal goals, I want to make a sourdough starter because I love baking bread in my free time. And I also want to work on my flexibility. I got really into yoga last year during quarantine, so I want to continue doing yoga and/or stretching every day. I made a 2020 favorite page last year, and I really enjoyed having it in my journal as a place to just write down my favorite TV shows, movies, podcasts, books, activities, memories, just whatever stood out to me as something I loved from that year. I also made a quote page where I can write down some of my favorite quotes that I read or hear over the year. I decided to go ahead and just add one to start it off, and it's this quote I got from watching Journal Away's 2021 setup, and it's, "She wasn't looking for a knight, she was looking for a sword," by Atticus. And I just love that quote, so I decided to put it in my journal as well. Next up is my social media tracker. I really like having a place I can look back at and see my growth on all my social medias over the year. Last year, I reached my goal of 10 books in a year. So this year, I'm upping my goal to 15. I know that's like not a lot for some people, but for me as a kid, I hated reading. I really didn't get into reading until like the last few years. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself for reaching my goal of 10 books in 2020. Anyway, I'm drawing this cute bookshelf where I'll fill in the title of the books I read throughout 2021. I added little designs to the spines and colored in the plants with my Tombow dual brush pens. I thought it was looking pretty empty under my social media tracker, so I added some washi tape. Last but not least is my future log. I have this calendar stamp that I got from Sniggle Sloth on Etsy. Even though the boxes are blank, you still have to fill in the numbers. It makes the future log setup a little faster since you don't have to draw all the boxes too. So this is the tedious part of just filling in all the numbers for the days of each month. I didn't really use a future log last year, but I wanted to include it this year so I can write down things like birthdays and important dates for school, like major homework assignments and finals and stuff like that. As you might see, I accidentally gave September 31 days, so unfortunately it throws off my entire October, November, and December. So once I noticed that, I redid them off camera and just glued them in. Tried not to get too upset about it because it's only inevitable that I mess up in my bullet journal eventually, so the best I can do is fix it and move on. So here's my final flip through. I have my 2021 cover page along with this quote from Uncle Iroh that includes my word of the year, which is hope. Then I have my goals and index page. I'm excited to fill each box with a picture from that month's theme. I think it'll look cute when it's done. Then I have my 2021 favorites and a page for quotes. I drew these simple clouds to write the quotes in just to make the page a little more interesting but still keep it simple. Here's my social media tracker and my reading tracker. And last but not least, my future log, which is pretty boring, so I added a piece of silver washi tape just to make it a little more exciting. But I'll fill this out later, especially once I get all my assignment due dates when the next semester starts. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this setup turned out. I like how simple it was, but I'm excited to get into more exciting themes this year. As I mentioned, January is The Office, so I'm really looking forward to that. I have a lot of ideas. I think it's going to be super cute. So if you like this video and you like TV shows and movies, be sure to subscribe because all my themes this year will be based on TV shows and movies. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for my January 2021 setup. Bye.